Hello, welcome back to London Cycle Routes. Today I'm going to show you how to cycle from the Tower of London to Camden Town. It takes about half an hour and it's a really nice ride to do on a weekend. There's pretty much protected lanes the whole way. So let's go. We're starting here in Gloucester Court, just outside the tower, and the first thing you're going to want to do is cross this road. Then left onto this protected cycle lane down Lower Thames Street. You can see there's a lot of traffic on the main road, but we're protected from it by the curb. Now, this is honestly probably some of the highest quality cycling infrastructure in the whole of London, I would say. It's smooth, it's wide, there's plenty of room to overtake people. I would honestly be happy taking kids along here. It's just really well protected, it feels safe, and all sorts of cyclists can use it. This route was built by Transport for London. It's on one of their main roads, their red routes that they control. A lot of other stuff is done by the boroughs. You can see just now that we're going under Cannon Street Station. There's tracks above us just there for anyone who's interested in trivia like that. And on our left, there's an exit for Southwark Bridge, which we won't be using. We're just going to keep going straight ahead. This is a really simple route. There's only really a couple of points in the entire journey where you have to change direction. But for now, yeah, just keep going. You might have noticed we're actually off the segregated cycle lane now. This briefly turns into a main road, so this isn't cycles only, so you've got to keep an eye out for cars and vans. I think there's one parked just here, yep, a van. They have every right to be there. It's a very quiet street and access only for those buildings, so it's as if you're on a protected cycle lane. But you know, just be aware that there might be a car or something like that coming. But now we're already back on the protected lane. It's just that short stretch to the Castle Baynard Tunnel. Now this bit you've got to pay attention just to make sure you don't go the wrong way. We're actually going to turn right in a second here, and almost like a hairpin. So keep going on there and make sure you don't cut across anyone. There you go, let these guys pass, and then right, and then go back on yourself up the hill. And we're heading up to the junction around Blackfriars Bridge. And you really just want to bear left here. There are a few signals, so make sure you obey those. And now we're still on another segregated cycle route. This one goes up Farringdon Street. This one's north-south, and the one we were on before is east-west. So those are two really useful routes for going between a number of places in London, actually. If you're finding this video useful, or you're just enjoying watching it for its hypnotic qualities, then please do like it and also subscribe to the channel on YouTube, because it does help other people find it. That's the Holborn Viaduct above us. Those people shouldn't have been standing there, but it doesn't really matter. And we're going behind a bus stop here. That's a new design for most of them. Now watch out here, because we're going to want to turn left in a second, but you probably want to slow down a little bit because the turn is quite sharp. There you go, yep, up Greville Street. And then follow these arrows on CS6, yep, turn right again up Saffron Hill. These are sort of quiet, filtered streets. The roads around here have very nice names. This one's Saffron Hill, and there's a Herbal Hill in a second, which I think is quite sweet. We're now solidly in Farringdon, by the way, which is pretty close to Camden Town. Basically, for the next stretch of the journey, we kind of go through back streets, and this is a really useful kind of back route. We're kind of going parallel to Gray's Inn Road, which actually I think Camden Council will be putting proper cycle lanes on soon, so maybe soon that'll be a better way to go. But for now, these back routes are probably the best way to do it. Do be careful around here, because there's sometimes construction work going on these new flats, so there can be construction traffic, which, you know, is just something you've got to watch out for. There's a Royal Mail sorting office on the right here, and the Mail Museum on the left. If you wanted to go right here, that would take you to Islington, but we're not doing that. We're going straight on all the way through You can follow the cycle symbols on the road if that helps you navigate as well. And then we make a left here onto Camden Street, which is lovely actually. I like these bushes. These lights coming up here can sometimes take a while to turn green for the bikes. I think they've got some sort of movement sensor on them. That time we were okay. If they do take a while, sometimes you could just, if there's nobody around, there's no cars, it's often just okay just to go over on the pedestrian green phase, because that stops all the traffic coming through. Obviously give pedestrians priority and don't ride into any of them. And coming up here we turn right onto Judd Street, which is another filtered street. It's got bollards at the end of it, so all the traffic on it, of which there's very little, should be for people accessing buildings on here. And we cross the road here. That's the British Library on the left, and St Pancras Midland Hotel on the right, and then behind that is St Pancras Station. And we're going down Midland Road here, which is named after the train company that built St Pancras Station originally. And yeah, I mean, you can tell the whole route has really been remarkably segregated, hasn't it? You've rarely had to mix with cars. It's very direct and yeah, pretty fast and feels safe. We're coming up to a junction here, and there's a couple of ways of doing this one here. You could go straight ahead, but I actually recommend turning left in a second onto Goldington Crescent. You have to deal with less. Yeah, here we go. So you go through this buzz. There's not really any traffic on here. Again, it's been filtered out. And then you wait at the lights here, and then you can just go straight up at Royal College Street. The alternative is sort of jostling with cars on the main road there, and I don't think that's quite as good. There's a Royal College Street named after the Royal Veterinary College, on which you can find it. And yeah, again, protected lanes on this street, nice curbs. There's a building site here, so you've got to watch out for that, because sometimes you can find people tend to leave vans in the cycle lane. But generally it's a great street to cycle on. Nice wide lanes. So people do sometimes stand in the lane in this little bit particularly, so yeah, do watch out. And also be aware that the bikes have their own signals at this junction, so you don't want to be going at the same time as cars. These lads are very courteous, they moved out of the way. Now there's a couple of ways you can do this to get to Camden Town, a couple of places you can turn off. I'd actually recommend here Farrier Street, and then you can cross Kentish Town Road here, look obviously very carefully. And we're going to cut through this estate, the Clarence Way Estate, I think it's called. Again, this is a pedestrian area, so you know, be careful. Don't upset anyone by riding too quickly or too close to them. And it's probably best to sort of push your bike over those little speed bumps we saw there. And you can go through here. Again, you've got an option of, depends which bit of Camden Town you want to go to. You could go left here. But we're going to go left at the next left on Harmood Street. It's a very picturesque street, by the way. And here. And at the end of this little street, we're actually going to be right outside the Stables Market in Camden. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I've actually prepared a map for this one, because everyone keeps asking if they can see a map of the route. But yeah, if you found this useful, please do remember to like the video on YouTube, and also subscribe to the channel, because it really does help other people find it, and it will help you find future videos as well. Thanks very much, and bye.